3, 2, 1. It's a liver shot. Let's do it, man. Welcome back.
We are back. It is episode 5. It is March 26th. In the last couple of weeks, there's been quite a bit of news come out of MMA, so we're going to run through some of that news really quick. It was announced that Rose Namajunas and Jessica Andrade are going to headline the UFC 237 May 11th event.
It's official. I'm glad it's there. That's going to be interesting because, I'm a huge fan of Rose. I've watched her for a while, but Jessica is a different animal. So is that power, is that just overall different game plan going to be something that really tests Rose? Because Jędrzejczyk was a hell of a test, and she stopped her twice. Once definitively, others either way. Does Andrade bring something crazy, or just does Rose go a technical fight again and wins just by points?
Yeah, I don't know. I think as far as it being a main event, I was hoping they were going to pull something else out to be the main event.
In Brazil, especially.
Yeah, I'm excited about the fight. It should be a good fight, but I was hoping for another main event on it. It is going to be a decent card. You got Aldo coming back to Brazil. You got Silva coming back to Brazil. I think Thiago Alves is going to fight.
A lot of Brazilians, and also this for a belt, so at least it's got something big behind it.
Yeah, so I actually think that Andrade might have enough to be the new champion.
I'm scared for it, but yeah.
But I think it's. We'll get into it later, but I think it's going to be one of the weaker cards or one of the weaker pay-per-views of the year, and I don't think the UFC cares. Also, Conor McGregor was in the news quite a bit this last couple of weeks. He was arrested in Miami, then he retired, and now there's news that he's under investigation for a sexual assault.
Just piling it on.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Happy New Year, man. That's a really bad start. But, the phone thing, I'm sure that could happen to anybody. Smashing a phone at 4 a.m. in the morning, you're probably a little intoxicated. Probably wasn't the time for some guy to, just bum rush him for a photo. But McGregor cannot do anything out of line because after everything he's done between the bus accident, the stuff with Aldo, just everything that he's been getting into. And then, now the sexual allegations.
How serious do you think his retirement is?
I think it's as serious as all of these bad outcomes. I think if he gets some jail time, money comes out, that's draining consistently, because these might be long court dates. That might distinguish, can I retire? Because Dana keeps saying that his whiskey business is taking off unbelievable. And last time I checked, the Euro over there said it's not doing that well.
I don't know. I hear it's doing well. I hear he's making good money. Okay, but are you going to keep up with
$150 million on whiskey the rest of your life? That's a big risk. To make that much?
I'd imagine he's making more in whiskey than he is in fighting.
Per fight,
Floyd Mayweather, that fight doesn't count. But as much as he's getting paid to fight in the UFC, I think that he's making that much more than that. Doing whiskey.
Larger amounts with the bigger long-term stuff.
Yeah,
I got you.
I think so.
But I honestly think if he retires, I'm not gonna be mad at it. But also too, if he does this again like he did 2 years ago, people are just going to get sick of it. They're like, hey, man, just get off Twitter. It's not even enjoyable to listen to you.
Yeah. Too much. But, who knows? It's going to be...
Anything could happen.
I'm hoping that people it just cleans everything up. People start waiting for the McGregor fight or calling out Conor McGregor.
A little bit.
Yeah, I just hope that it's not a distraction anymore and the division can move on and UFC can move on. And if I had to bet right now, I would say that I think he fights again, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
It's just a big monkey on everybody's back that they want to get off.
He's doing well enough. Someone else outside of the ring or outside of the cage has had a little bit of issue recently is Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, man.
And he's got some issues in his personal life he has to take care of. Sounds like he's may have had a psychotic break or something.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets well, but I don't see him returning anytime soon.
No, and Dana said he doesn't want him to, and he also says right now he's nowhere near where he needs to be in life to be able to start fighting again. Especially if, I don't know if it's true, but people are throwing a little CTE out there. That's not good because Tony apparently just flipped a switch, started acting different, started being really aggressive, really being even stranger than he already is.
Right. His wife has some pretty strange stories.
Yeah, and I think his wife said,
scary.
This guy's always been weird, but this is a little outside his box. So,
Yeah.
I mean, all for Tony. I hope he gets better because, man, that sounds bad. That's a hell of a fighter to go through something like that right now in his career.
I know. He's on like a 13-fight win streak or something crazy.
Well, especially with Conor right now. You got Conor in a situation, might be retiring. You got Khabib that's out to November. We talked about this before. But the thing is Tony's in a great position. Yeah, 11. He's in a great position right now to move and possibly take the belt. And now he's got personal stuff keeping him out.
Well, he's been next in line for 3 damn years, pretty much.
Once the strip happened of that interim, man, that changed everything. If they would have let him keep that interim, he would have already fought. He would have already fought Conor.
Yeah. So hopefully we see him soon. I'm not sure. It looks like he's got some more important things to take care of. Last week it was announced the UFC had signed a new 7-year deal with ESPN, and pay-per-views are going to be purchasable only on ESPN Plus in America. And to me, this is strange. I guess I understand why they did it. Because they're getting flat fees from ESPN, so now they don't have to worry about having bust pay-per-views, and you can make a Rose Namajunas, Jessica Andrade the main event, and you're still getting paid the same amount, unless you have a monster one. So what's the incentive? It takes away power from the fighters, because now they're getting the same amount from ESPN every time. I think that that idea is good for them, but at the same time, they're going to have way less pay-per-view sales. I mean, it's strange if you're limiting how people can access your. You want people to consume your product, and you're putting all of these jumps or hoops to jump through on the way to accessing your product.
Yeah, and that's kind of I had that question to myself: is what is the impact, risk, and value of this? Okay, well, there's a huge impact because you're impacting other countries that can't even view it at all, so it hurts the fighters.
No, I think outside of America, you can buy it other ways.
But I mean, here's the deal. How is the overseas exposure still? We know England and everything else is crazy. Is this going to get bigger and bigger in other countries to keep opening gyms, keep opening more fights there? Is a 7-year deal with the way ESPN is marketing right now going to open those up?
I don't know if it more so than it otherwise would. Yeah, MMA is pretty universal, and I don't think it's dependent on UFC to be that way. I think right now the UFC is the biggest premier organization, but there's organizations all over the place, and I think that.
But the exposure right now for ESPN to what they're doing. When have you ever seen John Jones or any UFC fighter?
Are we talking worldwide or in America?
Just in America right now. Is them on ESPN in front view being shown there's fights. That's never happened before. Fox wasn't even able to market it that much to tell people.
I agree that ESPN is marketing the UFC much more than any of their other partners have.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's all I was saying is I think a 7-year deal is going to give them enough time to get it so sharp that this just grows all over just like a disease.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I just think that at first they're gonna take such a huge hit on pay-per-views. They're not gonna sell nearly as many. Even if it's just limiting it to one way, you can one site you go to buy them is one thing, but now you have to have a subscription to that site to buy them.
Yep.
Is kind of crazy.
That makes it tough.
Some injury news.
Yeah.
Derrick Lewis is undergoing surgery today. He's got torn everything in his left knee.
And apparently he's had it for a while.
That's what he was saying. He thinks maybe 4 years.
2015, he was fighting on it. They said he had a partial torn. And then he's just been walking around with no knee.
Yeah,
I mean, ACL, MCL, and a meniscus, and he's got to do it in his knee, and he could be out. I mean, a guy that big, that could be the whole year.
Yeah,
trying to recoup something. Robbie Lawler took almost a year and a half, and he does not weigh 360 pounds or 260 pounds.
Yeah, Robbie Lawler moves around a lot more than Derrick Lewis. Not Derrick Lewis. I mean, he's been fighting without a knee, so he clearly doesn't need it as much for his game as other people do. But
still.
Yeah, I would. Before November, I would say is no way. It's going to be at least 6 months. Yeah, but it's good. I mean, he's been fighting a lot lately.
He's been very active.
Yeah, super active. So he needed a break anyways.
Yeah.
Especially coming off of that back-to-back losses now. Just step away for a little bit and get better.
Derrick Lewis is interesting because I thought about him like, is this surgery going to help or hurt him? Because you just said that. He's been fighting on no knee and winning, and then now he's just had a couple losses to, some pretty big names.
Yeah, but I mean,
does this help his career or hurt it? And I think, honestly, if he comes back, recovers right, gets in shape, That's going to be the biggest thing is the layoff. Is Derrick going to get out of shape on his layoff?
Yeah, I think that is the biggest thing.
I think that's a huge factor.
If he works to stay in shape or get into better shape, because he's not in that great of shape right now.
No, he said I couldn't go 5 rounds.
And then signed a 5-round fight the next day.
Well, it's against Daniel Cormier to get the money paid.
Yeah, he got
he's got like 6
He made a lot of money on that one punch on Volkov. A lot of money on that punch.
We wouldn't even be talking about him right now if that didn't happen.
All right, also, Jose Aldo was hospitalized this week.
Yeah,
he had like a stomach infection.
Yep.
He was in the hospital multiple days, but he has since...
Wasn't it an animal scratch or something weird?
I don't know what led to it.
He got some type of weird scratch somewhere and it got infected, and it was like, this is real bad, we got to get in the hospital.
Yeah, but anyways, he was released yesterday and everything's all good. He's still planning on fighting at 237.
Yep.
So we'll move on from that. On top of that, there were several fight announcements in the last 2 weeks with some big names.
Yep.